Welcome back to AgriCraft, where we explore the most fascinating and innovative agricultural practices from around the world. I'm your host, and today we're diving into one of the most unusual and surprisingly lucrative farming ventures you've probably never heard of. Did you know that over 2 million porcupines are commercially raised and processed annually across specialized farms in Asia and parts of Europe? That's right, porcupine farming has become a multi-million-dollar industry, producing everything from exotic meat for high-end restaurants to valuable quills used in traditional medicine. But how exactly do you farm an animal covered in thousands of sharp spines? What does it take to process these unique creatures on an industrial scale? And why are American agricultural entrepreneurs starting to take notice of this emerging market? All will be revealed in this video as we take you inside the fascinating world of commercial porcupine farming, from breeding facilities to processing plants. The practice of raising porcupines for commercial purposes might seem like something out of a fantasy novel, but it has deep historical roots stretching back over 800 years. In traditional Chinese medicine, porcupine bezoars, which are calcified masses found in the digestive system, have been valued more highly than gold, sometimes selling for over $20,000 per kilogram. The meat itself has been considered a delicacy in many Asian cultures, prized for its unique flavor profile that combines the tenderness of pork with the gamey richness of venison. What started as small-scale hunting and opportunistic capture has evolved into a sophisticated agricultural industry. Modern porcupine farms in Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia now house thousands of animals in carefully designed facilities. The largest operation in Southeast Asia, located in peninsular Malaysia, maintains over 15,000 porcupines across multiple breeding sites. These aren't the North American porcupines many of us might imagine, but rather the Malayan porcupine, also known as Hystrix brachyura, which can weigh up to 30 pounds and produces significantly more usable meat per animal. The economic impact of this industry is staggering. In Malaysia alone, porcupine farming generates over $40 million annually in direct revenue, with processing and export activities adding another $20 million to the local economy. The demand continues to grow, particularly from urban centers in China, Singapore, and Hong Kong, where porcupine meat can sell for up to $50 per pound in premium restaurants. This price point makes porcupine farming one of the most profitable livestock ventures per square foot of facility space. What makes this industry particularly intriguing for American agricultural entrepreneurs is the relatively low startup costs compared to traditional livestock farming. A basic porcupine breeding facility can be established for under $100,000, and the animals require significantly less feed per pound of meat produced compared to cattle or pigs. The gestation period is also remarkably efficient, with females producing litters of 2 to 4 offspring after just 108 days of pregnancy. Now let's explore how these unique operations actually work, starting with the breeding and early care stages that form the foundation of commercial porcupine farming. The breeding process begins with careful selection of parent stock, much like any other livestock operation, but with some unique considerations that most farmers never have to think about. Prime breeding porcupines are chosen based on size, quill quality, temperament, and reproductive history. Adult females typically weigh between 20 to 25 pounds, while males can reach 30 pounds or more. The best breeding females are those that consistently produce larger litters and demonstrate strong maternal instincts, as porcupine mothers must be particularly attentive to prevent their young from injuring themselves or their siblings with developing quills. Breeding facilities are designed with specialized housing that addresses the unique needs of these spiny animals. Individual breeding pens are constructed using heavy-duty wire mesh, with spacing specifically calculated to prevent escape while allowing adequate ventilation. The flooring consists of specially designed graded platforms that allow waste to fall through while providing comfortable footing that won't damage the animal's feet or quills. Each breeding pen measures approximately 8 feet by 12 feet, providing enough space for a breeding pair to establish territory without becoming stressed. Environmental control is crucial for successful breeding operations. Porcupines are naturally nocturnal animals that prefer temperatures between 75 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit with humidity levels around 60 to 70%. Most commercial facilities use automated climate control systems similar to those found in modern poultry operations, with temperature and humidity sensors connected to ventilation fans and heating systems that maintain optimal conditions around the clock. The feeding regimen for breeding porcupines is surprisingly straightforward compared to other exotic livestock. These animals are natural herbivores with a preference for root vegetables, fruits, and leafy greens. Commercial operations typically provide a base diet of specially formulated pellets supplemented with fresh vegetables like sweet potatoes, carrots, cabbage, and corn. Adult porcupines consume approximately 2 to 3 pounds of feed daily, with pregnant and nursing females receiving additional high-calcium supplements to support quill and bone development in their offspring. Water systems in porcupine facilities use specialized nipple drinkers, mounted at appropriate heights to accommodate the animal's feeding posture. Unlike many livestock operations, porcupines cannot use traditional water troughs due to their quills, so individual nipple systems ensure each animal has consistent access to clean water without the risk of contamination or spillage that could create unsanitary conditions. Breeding typically occurs year-round in commercial operations, though natural peak breeding seasons fall during the spring and early summer months. Males are rotated between breeding groups to maintain genetic diversity and prevent inbreeding. The courtship process is fascinating to observe, as the male must approach the female very carefully to avoid injury from her defensive quills. Successful mating requires the female to be receptive and actively participate by flattening her quills and positioning herself appropriately. After the 108-day gestation period, females give birth to litters averaging 2 to 3 young, though litters of 4 or even 5 offspring are not uncommon from exceptional breeding females. Newborn porcupines, called porcupets, are born with soft quills that harden within hours of birth. This rapid hardening process is one of the most remarkable aspects of porcupine biology, and requires careful monitoring by farm staff to ensure the young don't injure their mothers or siblings during the critical first few days of life. Nursing mothers and their litters are housed in specialized maternity pens with additional safety features, including rounded corners to prevent injury and extra bedding material to cushion any falls or collisions. The young grow rapidly, doubling their birth weight within the first 2 weeks and reaching weaning age at approximately 8 to 10 weeks old. During this critical growth period, mothers receive enhanced nutrition including additional protein sources and calcium supplements to support milk production and maintain their own body condition. Record-keeping in breeding operations is extensive, tracking everything from breeding dates and litter sizes to individual animal weights and health observations. Modern facilities use electronic identification systems similar to those used in cattle operations, with each animal receiving a unique ID chip that allows staff to monitor individual performance and maintain detailed genealogical records for breeding decisions. As the young porcupines reach weaning age, they transition from their mother's milk to solid foods, beginning with soft vegetables and gradually introducing the standard adult diet. This weaning process typically takes 2 to 3 weeks and requires careful monitoring to ensure all animals are adapting well to solid nutrition. Young porcupines that fail to thrive during weaning are often moved to special care facilities where they receive additional attention and modified diets until they catch up with their cohorts. The growth phase from weaning to market weight takes approximately 8 to 12 months, depending on the intended end use of the animals. Those destined for meat production are typically harvested at around 12 to 15 pounds live weight, while animals selected for breeding stock are allowed to reach full maturity at 18 to 24 months of age. Throughout the growing period, health monitoring is conducted through regular visual inspections and periodic weight checks. Porcupines are generally hardy animals with few disease issues when properly housed and fed, but they can be susceptible to respiratory problems if ventilation is inadequate or to digestive upset if diet changes are made too rapidly. Preventive healthcare protocols include regular facility cleaning and disinfection, quarantine procedures for new animals, and partnerships with veterinarians experienced in exotic animal medicine. Now that we've covered the breeding and growing phases, let's move on to the harvesting stage, where these carefully raised animals are prepared for processing into valuable meat and medicinal products. The harvesting process in commercial porcupine operations requires specialized techniques and equipment that address the unique challenges of handling animals covered in defensive quills. Unlike traditional livestock harvesting, porcupine processing begins with careful animal handling procedures designed to minimize stress while ensuring worker safety. Professional handlers use specially designed restraint equipment, including padded capture cones and protective clothing that prevents quill injuries during transport and initial processing stages. Timing of harvest is crucial for optimal meat quality and economic returns. Most animals are processed when they reach 12 to 16 pounds live weight, typically at 10 to 14 months of age. At this size, the meat-to-bone ratio is ideal, and the animals haven't yet developed the tougher muscle texture that comes with full maturity. Processing facilities maintain detailed schedules coordinating with multiple farms to ensure steady throughput while maintaining freshness and quality standards. Transportation from farms to processing facilities involves specially designed trailers with individual compartments that prevent animals from injuring each other during transit. These transport vehicles are equipped with climate control systems to maintain appropriate temperature and ventilation during what can be several-hour journeys from remote farm locations to centralized processing plants. Animal welfare protocols require that transport times not exceed 8 hours, and that animals have access to water during longer journeys. Upon arrival at processing facilities, animals undergo a brief holding period in specially designed receiving areas. These facilities feature individual holding pens with non-slip flooring and adequate ventilation to allow animals to recover from transport stress before processing begins. This holding period, typically lasting 2 to 4 hours, helps ensure meat quality by allowing stress hormones to dissipate and muscle pH to normalize. The actual processing begins with humane stunning, using methods adapted from traditional livestock processing, but modified for porcupine anatomy and behavior. Electrical stunning equipment is calibrated specifically for porcupine size and physiology, ensuring immediate unconsciousness before any further processing steps begin. This stunning process requires specially trained operators who understand porcupine anatomy and can properly position equipment despite the presence of quills. Following stunning, the initial processing steps involve careful removal of the distinctive quill coat, which represents a significant portion of the animal's economic value. Skilled workers use specialized tools including modified pliers and cutting implements to systematically remove quills while preserving their integrity for later sorting and grading. This quill removal process takes approximately 15 to 20 minutes per animal and requires considerable expertise to maximize yield while maintaining quill quality. The removed quills are immediately sorted by size, quality, and intended use. Premium quills destined for traditional medicine applications undergo meticulous grading, with the finest specimens being individually inspected and packaged. Lower-grade quills may be processed into powder form for use in various traditional remedies or sold to craft industries for decorative purposes. This sorting process adds significant value to the overall production, as high-quality quills can sell for more per pound than the meat itself. After quill removal, the carcasses move through processing stages similar to other meat animals but with equipment sized and configured for porcupine anatomy. Initial skinning requires careful technique to avoid damage to the underlying meat, while ensuring complete removal of any remaining quill structures. The skin itself has commercial value, and is processed separately for use in traditional crafts and specialty leather goods. Evisceration follows standard food safety protocols but with additional steps specific to porcupine anatomy. The removal of internal organs requires particular care around the digestive system, where valuable bezoars may be present. These calcified masses, found in approximately 1 in 50 animals, are carefully extracted and processed separately due to their extremely high value in traditional medicine markets. Carcass washing utilizes high-pressure systems with temperature-controlled water to remove any remaining debris and ensure thorough cleaning before the meat enters final processing stages. This washing process is more extensive than typical livestock processing due to the complexity of ensuring complete quill fragment removal, which could pose safety hazards in the final product. Following washing, carcasses are moved to fabrication areas, where skilled butchers break down the animals into retail cuts. Porcupine butchery requires specialized knowledge of the animal's unique anatomy and muscle structure. The most valuable cuts include the hindquarters and backstrap, which provide tender meat ideal for high-end restaurant applications. Secondary cuts from the shoulders and ribs are typically processed into ground meat or specialty sausage products. Quality control throughout the processing stage involves multiple inspection points where trained personnel examine meat for color, texture, and any potential defects. Temperature monitoring ensures that meat remains within safe ranges throughout processing, with automated systems tracking temperatures at every stage from stunning through final packaging. These quality control measures are essential for maintaining the premium market positioning that allows porcupine meat to command such high prices. The processing plant environment maintains strict hygiene standards comparable to those required for traditional meat processing. but with additional protocols addressing the unique challenges of porcupine processing. Air filtration systems prevent cross-contamination between different processing areas, while specialized cleaning procedures ensure complete removal of quill fragments from equipment and work surfaces. Waste management in porcupine processing operations involves careful handling of organic byproducts that may have commercial value. Blood is collected and processed for use in specialty food products, while bones are cleaned and prepared for traditional medicine applications. Even processing waste that has no direct commercial value is handled according to environmental regulations, with composting programs converting organic waste into valuable fertilizer products. Worker safety protocols in porcine processing facilities are particularly comprehensive due to the unique hazards associated with handling quilled animals. Personal protective equipment includes specialized gloves, arm guards, and eye protection designed to prevent quill injuries. Training programs ensure that all workers understand proper handling techniques and emergency procedures specific to porcupine processing operations. Now let's examine how these processed products move through sophisticated packaging and distribution systems that deliver porcupine meat and medicinal products to markets around the world. The packaging stage of porcupine processing involves sophisticated systems designed to preserve product quality while meeting the specific requirements of diverse international markets. Fresh meat products undergo vacuum packaging using specialized equipment that removes air while preventing damage to delicate meat tissues. This vacuum packaging process takes place in temperature-controlled environments, maintained at approximately 35 degrees Fahrenheit to ensure optimal preservation during the packaging process. Premium cuts destined for high-end restaurants receive individual portion packaging, with each cut vacuum-sealed in food-grade plastic and labeled with detailed information including harvest date, processing facility identification, and specific cut designation. These individual packages are then grouped into larger shipping containers designed to maintain cold chain integrity throughout distribution. The packaging materials themselves are specifically chosen for their barrier properties, preventing moisture loss while allowing the meat to maintain its natural texture and appearance. Ground porcupine meat products undergo different packaging procedures optimized for their intended uses. Bulk packaging for restaurant customers utilizes larger vacuum-sealed bags typically containing 5 to 10 pounds of product, while retail packaging involves smaller portions suitable for individual consumers. All packaging includes detailed labeling with nutritional information, cooking instructions, and origin certification required by various international food safety regulations. The processing of porcupine quills for traditional medicine markets requires entirely different packaging approaches focused on preserving the structural integrity and potency of these valuable materials. Individual premium quills are often packaged in small glass vials with secure closures that prevent moisture contamination while allowing easy inspection of contents. These vials are then grouped into larger containers with protective cushioning to prevent breakage during shipping. Powdered quill products undergo packaging in sealed pouches with moisture barrier properties similar to those used for pharmaceutical products. Each package includes detailed labeling in multiple languages, reflecting the international nature of traditional medicine markets. Quality assurance procedures include testing of packaging, seals, and verification of label accuracy before products leave the processing facility. Automated packaging systems handle the majority of standard meat products, using conveyor belt systems that move products through sequential packaging stations. These automated systems include weight verification equipment that ensures package contents meet specified standards, followed by automatic sealing and labeling stations that apply product information and regulatory required markings. The entire automated packaging line can process several hundred packages per hour while maintaining consistent quality standards. Cold storage facilities adjacent to packaging areas maintain precisely controlled temperatures appropriate for different product types. Fresh meat products are stored at temperatures between 32 and 36 degrees Fahrenheit, while frozen products for longer-term storage are maintained at temperatures below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. These storage areas utilize sophisticated monitoring systems that continuously track temperature and humidity levels, with automatic alerts if conditions move outside acceptable ranges. Distribution logistics begin with order processing systems that coordinate customer requirements with available inventory and packaging capabilities. Large restaurant chains and specialty food distributors typically place orders weeks in advance, allowing processing facilities to plan production schedules and ensure adequate product availability. Smaller specialty orders may be processed on shorter timelines, but still require careful coordination to maintain quality standards. Shipping arrangements vary significantly based on destination and product type. Domestic shipments within regions like Southeast Asia often utilize refrigerated truck transport, with specialized vehicles designed to maintain cold chain integrity during multi-day journeys. These trucks include backup refrigeration systems and continuous temperature monitoring equipment that provides real-time data on cargo conditions throughout transport. International shipping typically involves air freight for fresh products due to the premium prices that justify higher transportation costs. Specialized air cargo containers maintain precise temperature control during flights that may last 12 to 24 hours depending on destination. These air shipments require extensive documentation including health certificates, origin verification, and customs declarations that comply with importing country regulations. Ocean freight is utilized for frozen products and non-perishable items like processed quills, where longer transit times are acceptable in exchange for lower transportation costs. Refrigerated shipping containers, known as reefers, maintain frozen storage temperatures during ocean voyages that may last several weeks. These containers include sophisticated monitoring systems that track temperature, humidity, and other environmental conditions throughout the journey. Distribution centers in major consuming markets provide regional storage and redistribution capabilities that allow for more responsive customer service. These facilities typically maintain inventory of popular products while coordinating with processing facilities to ensure continuous supply availability. Distribution centers also handle final quality inspections and any necessary repackaging for specific customer requirements. The logistics of porcupine product distribution involve coordination with specialized importers and distributors who understand the unique requirements of these niche markets. These distribution partners often have established relationships with end customers including restaurants, traditional medicine practitioners, and specialty food retailers. Their expertise in market requirements and regulatory compliance is essential for successful product placement in international markets. Traceability systems throughout the distribution chain maintain detailed records of product movement, from processing facility to final customer. These systems utilize barcode or RFID technology to track individual packages and provide complete chain of custody documentation. This traceability capability is increasingly important for food safety compliance and allows for rapid response in the unlikely event of quality issues or recall situations. Temperature monitoring continues throughout the distribution process, with data loggers in shipping containers and storage facilities providing continuous records of environmental conditions. This monitoring data is often shared with customers as verification of proper handling throughout the distribution chain, supporting the premium positioning of porcupine products in quality-conscious markets. Customer service throughout the distribution process includes coordination with end users to ensure proper handling and storage after delivery. Many distributors provide technical support including storage recommendations, handling procedures, and preparation guidelines for restaurant customers who may be unfamiliar with porcupine products. This customer education component is crucial for maintaining product quality and customer satisfaction in these specialized markets. Let's now explore the various byproducts and additional applications that make porcupine farming such a comprehensive and profitable agricultural venture. The economic viability of porcupine farming extends far beyond meat production, encompassing a remarkable array of byproducts that add substantial value to each animal processed. Every part of the porcupine finds commercial application, from the obvious meat and quills to less apparent products like processed blood, bones, and even specialized fertilizers created from processing waste. This comprehensive utilization approach maximizes returns per animal and demonstrates the sustainability principles that modern agricultural operations increasingly emphasize. Porcupine blood represents one of the most valuable byproducts in traditional medicine markets, where it commands prices exceeding $100 per liter, due to attributed healing properties in various cultural medical practices. Processing facilities collect blood during harvesting using sterile procedures similar to those employed in pharmaceutical manufacturing. The blood undergoes careful filtration and preservation processes before packaging in small vials for distribution to traditional medicine practitioners and specialty health product manufacturers. Bone products from porcupine processing provide another significant revenue stream, with cleaned and processed bones selling for specialty applications including traditional medicine preparations and decorative crafts. The bone processing involves careful cleaning to remove all meat residues, followed by sterilization procedures that eliminate any potential pathogens while preserving the structural integrity valued by end users. Ground bone products are also produced for use in calcium supplements and traditional remedy preparations. The distinctive porcupine hide, after careful quill removal, undergoes specialized tanning processes that create leather products prized for their unique texture and appearance. These leather goods command premium prices in specialty markets, particularly for items like wallets, belts, and decorative accessories that showcase the distinctive grain pattern of porcupine hide. The tanning process requires expertise in handling the unusual characteristics of porcupine skin, including variations in thickness and the need to address areas where quills were attached. Fat rendered from porcupine processing finds applications in both culinary and medicinal markets. The rendered fat has cooking properties similar to lard but with a distinctive flavor profile that makes it valuable for specialty culinary applications. In traditional medicine contexts, porcupine fat is valued for topical applications and as a base for various therapeutic preparations. The rendering process follows food safety protocols while preserving the characteristics that make this fat valuable in specialty markets. Organ meats from porcupine processing are particularly valued in certain cultural contexts where these products are considered delicacies with special nutritional or medicinal properties. The liver, kidneys, and heart are processed separately and command higher prices per pound than regular meat cuts. These organ products require specialized handling and packaging to maintain freshness and meet the quality expectations of discriminating customers willing to pay premium prices. The culinary applications of porcupine meat continue to expand as chefs in high-end restaurants explore the unique characteristics of this protein source. The meat has a distinctive flavor profile that combines elements of pork and venison, with a texture that varies significantly between different cuts. Premium cuts like the tenderloin and backstrap are prized for their tenderness and subtle flavor, while tougher cuts from the shoulders and legs are ideal for slow cooking applications that highlight the meat's rich, gamey characteristics. Restaurant preparation techniques for porcupine meat often emphasize the unique aspects of this protein while respecting traditional cooking methods from cultures with long histories of porcupine consumption. Marination processes help tenderize tougher cuts while infusing flavors that complement the natural taste of the meat. Cooking methods range from simple grilling for tender cuts to complex braising techniques for tougher portions that benefit from slow, moist heat cooking. Nutritional analysis of porcupine meat reveals protein content comparable to other game meats, with lower fat content than many domestic livestock options. The meat provides significant amounts of iron, zinc, and B vitamins, making it attractive to health-conscious consumers seeking alternatives to conventional meat products. This nutritional profile supports marketing efforts that position porcupine meat as a premium, healthy protein option for discerning consumers. The traditional medicine applications of various porcupine products represent perhaps the most economically significant aspect of the industry, with some products commanding prices that exceed precious metals on a per-gram basis. Porcupine bezoars, the calcified masses occasionally found in digestive systems, can sell for over $20,000 per kilogram in traditional medicine markets, where they are valued for treating various ailments according to cultural medical practices. Ground porcupine quills are processed into powders used in traditional medicine preparations, with different processing methods creating products with varying characteristics and applications. The quill processing involves careful cleaning, sterilization, and grinding procedures that preserve the chemical compounds believed to provide therapeutic benefits. Quality control in quill processing is particularly stringent due to the high values involved and the need to maintain consistency in traditional medicine applications. Environmental considerations in porcupine farming operations reflect growing awareness of sustainability issues in modern agriculture. The relatively small environmental footprint of porcupine operations compared to traditional livestock farming makes this industry attractive to environmentally conscious investors and consumers. Porcupines require significantly less feed per pound of meat produced compared to cattle or pigs, and their waste production is proportionally lower as well. Waste management in porcupine operations often involves composting programs that convert animal waste and organic processing byproducts into valuable fertilizer products. These composting operations follow environmental regulations while creating additional revenue streams from materials that might otherwise represent disposal costs. The resulting compost products are particularly valued by organic farming operations due to their nutrient content and the exotic origin that appeals to specia,